Hello, I'm Professor Smoluk. I'll be with you all semester, the summer of 2021. This video will cover the syllabus for Fin 323, Financial Engineering with Derivatives. Let's go through the syllabus, and when I go through the syllabus, I'll unpack what you need to know for the course. First off, this video will be posted on YouTube, and the URL will be located right here. So as soon as I post this and up on the YouTube, I'll get the URL and I'll put it in this blank spot. And then I'll upload this syllabus on the Brightspace. Now let's look at the only prerequisite to the course. The prerequisite is Fin 320, Basic Financial Management. Hey, this course is online now. It normally is taught face-to-face, so I've had to cross a few things out here like my office hours and my office and my telephone number in my office. They don't apply. Just email me if you have questions. And I am at smoluk.maine.edu, as you can see right here. Okay, the course is on Brightspace, as you probably know. Now let's go through the course description, because when we go through the course description, it'll unpack a lot of neat information. And by the way, the course is offered fully online using asynchronous videos. Like I said, this video will be posted to YouTube, and all the videos covering the chapter material are on YouTube. Okay. This course explores the markets and the valuation of options, futures, and swap contracts. You can't go very far in the world of finance without an understanding of options, futures, and swap contracts. They're out there. If you want to separate yourself from the rest of the pack in the world of finance, this is one way to do it. Options, futures, and swaps are quite interesting, and it's where things are changing in the financial markets. So if you want to get an understanding of how the financial markets are working in today's world, this is the course. We'll discuss hedging and speculating techniques using derivatives. Hedging means you're trying to reduce the risk of an existing asset that you may have or a situation. And so hedging means you're going to use a derivatives contract to reduce that risk. Speculating means you want to take on risk using derivatives. So you may want to buy a call option or buy a put option, enter into futures contracts or swaps. That's what we mean by speculating. You're taking on risk with the expectation of making a profit. So the course is designed to cover both. We'll look at financial engineering techniques using derivatives, which means that we're going to be able to adjust the risk and return trade-off that's traditionally offered by the stock and bond market. So when you have an understanding of derivatives, you're not held to what the stock market is doing and what the bond market is doing traditionally. You have ways to rearrange that risk and return to fit your needs within bounds of what the market is offering. So that's why these things are so important in today's world. People are not looking for just the risk and return trade-off offered by the stock and bond market. They're looking for tailor-made solutions to their financial situation. And that's what this course can offer. So we'll look at forward contracts, stock futures, commodity contracts using futures. We'll look at interest rate futures, stock index futures, not just stock futures contracts, but contracts on indexes like the S&P and the Dow Jones. We'll look at exotic options. We'll look at option strategies, which could be combining options or combining options with stocks. And then we'll look at swaps, primarily plain vanilla interest rate swaps. Now, let's go down to the required material. The required text is An Introduction to Derivatives and Risk Management by Chance and Brooks, the 10th edition. The ISBN is listed there. Yeah, you're going to need that textbook. It'll be very helpful. I follow it relatively closely in my course and in my videos. And by the way, every chapter that's there in every video has supporting material that's on Brightspace. So it's not only the videos, but there are Word documents with a lot of the problems already laid out with space for you to fill in the answers, because there's lots of problems in there and there's space for you to fill in those answers using the Word document. So you might want to print it out and follow along in the videos. Would help you very much. Now, I have been teaching finance for a long time, and I can tell you the students that do the best actually work the problems in this course. They just don't watch the videos and sit back and say, oh, I can do it. It's not going to work here. You're going to have to put it down on pencil and paper. Don't look at the answer. Try to solve the problem as presented on your own. And as soon as you do that, you'll realize what's missing and what you don't understand, and you'll pick up on it right away. If you just sit there and watch the videos or try to read a book on this, it's probably just not going to stick. Also, graph the results that you produce. Can you graph it? Do you know what the axes are? Can you explain what the graph is saying? Can you interpret it? That's really valuable and helpful. That's probably the best advice that I can give you at this point in time. Speaking of problems, I have a whole entire set for every chapter we cover of selected end-of-chapter problems and typed out solutions. Solutions that I typed out myself. Work them. Those are the problems that you should be working along with the ones that are in the videos. Also related to this is some software that's located on Brightspace. Your textbook comes with software, and I uploaded it on the Brightspace, and what it'll do is it'll compute option prices and various strategies for you and implied volatilities, things you're not familiar with right now, but it will be helpful later on. So you have a bunch of end of chapter selected problems, and you have some software to help you in some cases. The software won't help you in many cases, but there will be areas where you have to determine the price of a call option or a put option, and there's a lot of calculations, and the software will help you get to the right answer. I'm going to want you to be able to do it by hand, but the software can check your results. Now let's look at the grading allocation. There's 5 quizzes throughout the semester, and that's worth 100% of your grade. If a curve is needed, I'll do it all at the end when I evaluate the overall grade. I usually drop the lowest quiz grade, and this semester the course is, since it's such a short semester in the summer, it's open book and open notes. You can't communicate with others, but open notes and open book. Okay, code of conduct, make sure you read that. That applies even to an online course. If you have a disability, you need to let me know. Let's go down here. Oh, here's the thumbnail for all the videos. So it's just this purple thumbnail. So it's bright, you can't miss it. A thumbnail, if you don't know what a thumbnail is to a video, it's just basically the cover page to a video. That's the way I look at it. And so this will tell you that you're in the right spot. And the reason why I tell you that is I have lots of other videos with other thumbnails. So if you see this purple one, you know you're in the right spot. Okay, now let's look at the tentative course outline. First of all, we're not going to cover foreign currency options or futures contracts or swaps, because that's usually covered in an international finance course. And we have our hands full with all these other various instruments that we're going to be looking at. So I'm not going to go down chapter by chapter, but what I want to alert you to is that the schedule is buried in here. So we're going to have a quiz on chapters 1 and 2, May 20th and the 21st. That's the first week. So this course flies by very quickly. And so the way these quizzes work is there's a window going to open up on Brightspace, and that window for that quiz will open up at 8 a.m. on a Thursday and close down on an 8 a.m. Friday. So the window is open 24 hours. You'll have maybe 40, 50, 60 minutes or more to actually complete the quiz. So quiz 1 is right in the first week. And then we have quiz 2 on chapters 3 and 6. You don't need to know 4 and 5 to get the 6. And so it's June 3rd and 4th is the second quiz. Then we go back into chapters 4 and 5. And then so on. And then we continue on. And the last quiz, quiz 5, will be on June 24th to 25th. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm around. I'm available. We can talk. So my biggest suggestion for you is start looking at the materials sooner rather than later. Make sure you have the book. Make sure you have a calculator. And you'll have access to all those videos and the URLs. And I'll show you all those URLs right here. So here we have the URL list for the entire course. And as I say in red here, don't download or print this list because I occasionally update videos and I change the URL obviously if I update the video. So if you want the latest list, it'll be on Brightspace. Now also keep in mind that sometimes the links don't work when people click on them. Just copy and paste the link into your browser and you'll find these videos. Now, so here we have the videos laid out. Chapters 1, 2, 3, all already done for you. We're going to skip, as they say in red here, pink, that we're going to skip futures on options. Now, the URL is here if you want to see it, but given that it's summer, we're in a tight time constraint, so I don't cover futures on options. And then we're going to cover futures contracts. So we start off with options, and then we get into futures contracts, and at the end, we're going to be covering plain vanilla interest rate swaps, chapter 11. Okay, and so I have various videos. And then there's videos that cover even more material, you could look at on your own, but it's not going to be in the course. It's not going to be on the quizzes. It's just that when I have time in other semesters or I want to concentrate on something else, I have videos that go further into the material. So don't go into this material beyond this pink highlighting. So I hope that helped you. Let me know if you got questions.